My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Monster Train 2. Let's click that new run button. So, RE, the clan situation. What are we going to be playing? I want to play the alternate lead for the Underlegion, Madame Lionsmane. She is the mistress of the scent, the Rot Perfumer. Her concoctions will make you fall in love as they melt your heart. Rot Perfumer, isn't that the name of like one of the chump enemies in Elden Ring? I'm pretty sure there's Rot Perfumers. Also, for an allied clan, I'm thinking Umbra, because then I'm thinking after this we can pair Awoken as our lead clan with Lazarus League, unlocking the alternate lead for Lazarus League as well in the process. I don't necessarily know how these two clans are going to super interact with one another. Obviously, Shade Splitters are back, and therefore the morsels as well. So having some additional capacity would be nice, but I do want to use at least one of each of the Pyre Hearts before I start choosing which Pyre Hearts I think might be best. Hersel's Horde we unlocked very recently, gained 4 deployable Ember, and the deployable upgrade is 50% cheaper, but we also unlocked Life Mother's Pyre. Adds the option to copy cards at Merchants of Steel, Magic, and Trinkets. You might have noticed over the course of this series, had you watched it, like with a mind for this, I very specifically pitch my early 3 rounds of every run about what card I can make most powerful, and then what card I can duplicate having made it very powerful. So this seems especially powerful to me. That or Hersel's Sword. Gimme this. Gimme. And then that's the part. We also have, of course, Covenant rank number 9. Your Pyre takes 30% damage at the start of the run on top of all the previous modifiers. Oh, and final thing to mention is the default spell for Madame Lionsmane, and that is Spore Touch. 1 Ember to apply Decay 2. Again, every single stack of Decay does 3 damage at the end of turn, and then reduces by 1, so 2 Decay, 6 damage at end of turn. End of turn as well, importantly. Alright. Life Mother's Pyre. We have the option for copying at Merchants of Steel, Magic, and Trinkets. We also have 2 copies of Infectory, 2 different rooms. Interesting, I didn't know they could give you rooms as your start cards. 1 Ember, 1... I mean, it doesn't have 1 size, it's a room card. 1 Ember, it goes on 1 room. And spawn 1 when a unit without troop dies. Interesting. When a unit is eaten, when a morsel is eaten, does it consider itself as having died? Because if so, this is weird. Because this would summon the fungi at the front of the line, and then the front of the line unit is the one that does the eating of the morsels. So I wouldn't really be able to use units that want to benefit from eating morsels, such as the Crucible Warden here, but we do have a Crucible Warden, 1 Ember 2 size, on Gorge, triggers when you eat a unit, gain 1 damage shield, and then 2 copies of Mind Collapse. I love this spell. It's so good. X cost, deal 3 X damage to an enemy unit, on Slay gain 2 Ember. So, a little bit versatile as a damage dealing spell. Obviously it can target the backline, but the most important thing about this spell, you give this any magic power, and you can cast it for 0, and it says deal whatever the magic power is to an enemy unit, and then on Slay, gain 2 Ember. So it's kind of like a Silver Moon, which is 2 Ember, deal 25 damage on Slay, gain 2 Ember, that already comes with cost reductions, because it's much easier to find magic power for it than the appropriate cost reductions. Super cool. Alright, let's get out there. Seraph, Eternity. Our units enter with melee weakness 1. If we use damage shield appropriately, we shouldn't have to worry about that too much. Archon is... Oh, if you have no units on the floor, Archon deals damage to the Pyre, so we will have to have 3 floor strat by the time we get to Archon. And Kale's just damage shield, that's fine. Let's see what Madame Lionsmane can do. Ooh, hello. Howdy. We have the Everbloom line, which gives her a incant spawn 1, so every time you cast a spell on the floor, rally. Well, hang on, rally. Incant spawn 1. Why is the rally condition? Oh, right, okay, because spawn also has the rally keyword in it, got it. And then we have the other line, the Spore Singer. It changes her stat line to an 816 from the 510 default, and gives her an action, apply Decay 1 to enemy units. Then an independent line outside of that, when a unit gains Decay, it gains 2 additional stacks. Well, the thing is, Infectory is already saying spawn 1 when a unit without troop dies. I kind of like the idea of, like, chumping a bunch on a line in order to summon a very big troop. Incant spells would go along very well with that. We have a lot of Shade Splitters, which are really good zero-costers. Like, you just remove 1 Ember from their cost, and then they're just pure value as long as you have enough draw. Alright. I may diversify the line later. I've been mostly so far going down the same line of the same upgrade consistently, just to see what happens if you go all the way with this line. Does it get some unique modifier at the end? And some of them have. But I could see diversifying out to get other triggers. Because, like, if I am going to be casting Spore Touch on the same floor as her, it would be nice if it applied 2 more Decay. Oh, what? Shroomphonics. At the start of turn, friendly units propagate 1s. That's 1 additional damage shield. That's 1 additional spawn. And that's just at the moment. Building around that would be insane. I have literally 0 2-costers in the deck. I just have 1s and 0s. I could take Volatile Gauge and I could make it work, right? The additional 2 draw per turn is huge. It's also worth noting, 0 and 1? So 50% of the numbers this can become, because it can become 0, 1, 2, or 3. 0 and 1 are the same cost. So 50% of the time I get the same cost. I also get 2 additional cards. This is really good. But I'm going to take Shroomphonics, because Propagate is insane, and I want to plan around it. Umbra unit with Merchant of Magic. Underlegion, Merchant of Magic on the next area. I'm unlikely, I think, to go Merchant of Arms in the next area, so I think my first area is going to be Underlegion, Merchant of Steel, and then Merchant of Magic, Underlegion, which means I'm going to be set up a lot more for spawn-related benefits than, you know, Gorge and stuff. Because obviously those would be more on the Umbra line. Let's go into the first battle. It took me a little while to get into the first battle, but there's a lot of new interesting stuff going on here. Mind Muddler. Draw -1 per turn. Yeah, but it gives me money though, so yes. I can deal with this for the moment. Okay, so Madam Lion's Mane. On your floor, I can't have you and Crucible Warden because you'll be summoning Troop, so you'll fill up the space where I would want to put Morsels. So Crucible Warden is going to be an independent line. And Madam Lion's Mane, you can be defended. Yeah, that's fine. Because you can overstack still with your spawning. There we go. Woo, we got one! Rubble Morsel. When eaten, gain 1 Ember, and Eater gains 2/2. So that'll go on the next floor. I kind of want to put the Spear Steward on the top line, but I also do want to... If I cast 2 more spells on this floor, my troop will survive. And if they survive, they will propagate. So we got another damage shield on the Crucible Warden and just another 3/4 on the Fun Guy. Okay, this one's easy. Morse Jeweler gives +5 health and damage shields. Yep. And that goes down too. I may have made a mistake by not playing the shield, sorry, the spear steward last turn. Yeah, I may end up taking a little bit of damage to one of these guys. Hopefully I get a good spell to cast up. Oh, that's not going to do it. Decay will take some health off of you, but with 35 damage, you're going to hit the Life Multiplier exactly once, and that'll be it. So, no real use in trying to change that. Oh, of course, the Infectory also summons a fungi from all of the enemies. I was only thinking about my own units dying. Alright. Hit him with a wee bit of Shade Splitting. You get decayed, so you die early. Then Mind Collapse that one. We rub a morsel for the next line. And a Spear Stew for the damage. With the amount of damage shield we have on the next line, we're not going to have to worry at all. Yes. Precisely. Ooh. Let's drop an Excavator for a bit faster damage. Giving a stack of lifesteal as well as +5 damage to the unit that eats it. Okay, 50... Maybe I haven't explained morsels enough. I don't know if there's many people who are interacting with this content who aren't familiar with the Umbra clan. I'll go back through it. I just realized that was probably appropriate. Spawning Pods and Glow Up, two really, really good spells for a deck like this. I suppose the cheaper and more consistent the spell, the better off we are, considering Madam Lion's Mane makes spawning so easy. So we'll take Glow Up. Hell yes. Space Prism, one of my favorite cards from the first game. 0 cost, consume, give +1 capacity to this floor. Oh, and Tumbra Assault, I love you as well. 1 Ember. Deal 3 damage on Slay, add 2 uncommon or rare morsel units to your hand. Shade Splitter, the 5 copies of the base spell in our deck, can only create common or uncommon. So this can create cool stuff. Damn. Space Prism would give me the ability to use Crucible Warden as the defense for Madam Lion's Mane, on the proviso that I'm only eating 1 morsel a turn. Which... I can deal with that, I think. And Tumbra Assault is also really powerful, though. It's just if I can bypass capacity, it's usually worth it. Fine. Give me Tumbra Assault later, though. Over to the left, we'll be looking at Merchant of Steel. Ooh, Multi-Strike. Dang. Multi-Strike and Quick with +10. Wait, so it's literally card duplicate. I could just do that at any time? Holy gumballs, I might actually... Do I dupe the Space Prism right now? It costs 50. Another Space Prism in this deck? Give me a second. Excuse me? Balmabello? 3 Ember. 3 Ember. That's so expensive. If only I had the Hersel's Horde. 4 more deployable Ember. 3 Ember, 2 Size. Has Regen 6 and Spike 6. That would be really good, because that would propagate once a turn. On Extinguish, apply this unit's buff stacks to friendly units. So that'll be all friendly units on this floor. On Extinguish? I mean, if I can find the right way to give good buff stacks to him, then absolutely, we then want those to propagate across the floor. It's up against Spore Launcher, who I've done a lot of work with recently, and if I'm entirely honest, I'm a little bit incentivized not to do. That said, Spore Launcher also has Rally Decay 2 to enemy units, so that next to Madam Lion's Mane casts a spell, it incants, it spawns. That causes DK to the enemies, but maybe we've increased the amount of DK that it gives. Oh, that actually is really appealing. But this guy's rare! How do you not take the rare unit? Well, when it's not necessarily great. I'll make it great. Also, it is. Don't lie, Ryan. It's good. Upgrade a unit with 10 more regen. I mean, you'll just get 16 health every round, right? How can I be mad at that? Because I want to give you stacks of something else, I guess? Because I want to give you different buffs. The units that you're passing regen to, the units that you would be protecting, would not have the health to actually really care about having regen and spikes. So realistically, I need you to give things like damage shield. I think multi-strike and quick both make a lot of sense for the Crucible Warden. Prevent losing damage stacks. Do a lot of damage to the enemies very quickly. I think so. I think the Crucible Warden gets super buffed here. And then if I really want to, I can throw the additional 10 on Bomber Bellow. Alright. I don't exactly know what I'm doing there, but look, it's a big lot of stats. How can you be so mad at that? It's just a lot of statistics. Granted, I'm paying through the nose for them, but it's a lot of statistics nonetheless. Bomber Bellow, you'll be going down on the bottom line with Madam Lion's Mane, please. Crucible Warden on the next. I'd love to play a Steward on the top line to catch a Collector or something. Granted, that's not in the cards for us at the moment, unfortunately. Infectory, good. So if I use Space Prism down here, I can set up a situation where I will be able to use Excavation. Excellent. Perhaps I should have considered Morsel Excavator on the next line, actually. To the degree that I will reconsider. God, I am so glad you can do that. What an incredible new feature. It seems so simple, but it's going to change the way that I play so much. I already waxed poetic about this in a previous episode, but let me just summarize it down to this point. If I make a mistake in something that I thought was an intuitive mechanic in one direction and I test something, now I can just undo that and test it in the other way. I don't have to wait for the exact same situation, which might not be especially common, to happen again for me to test it in the other direction. So much more efficient learning. Right, now. back to the space prisms of it all. I do think, in fact, that I could put Balmabello at the front here, and I think that's the plan. Because then we can propagate your spikes, and also, when you die, you'll be giving a bunch of spikes and regen to the fun guy behind you, and maybe that's the idea. Thank heck I can kill that. I'll be shade splitting, dropping it there. Guess I spore touch you, then mind collapse the very top line, drop spear stew it there, and I really actually don't have the space for the other one. Sorry, shield stew that was. This is something I need to know. So in Factory, do you consider an eaten unit to have died? There will, at the end of this turn, be one troop on this floor from the enemy having died. If there's a second troop, I know that it considers it, which would be very exciting. In fact, if there's 3 troops. That does look promising up there. No. Got it. Okay. So I mean, I'm not saying this is necessarily different to how it was in the previous game. I'm just cementing my knowledge. It's been a while. So no, it was not considered a dead unit because the fun guy spawned and then had its Shroom Ponyx propagation. Also, this mushroom spawned before the eaten units, because it ate the lifesteal. Interesting. Bottom line's completely fine. Kind of how I expected this one to go. Let's actually watch this one happen. Because Balmabello is now doing 12 spikes per strike, and also is just fully regenning health the entire time. Ah, I see. Yeah, it was literally just the spikes on the enemy that took down Madame Lion's Mane, but everyone else was going to have an easy time there. Grand. I certainly don't need a third copy of Infactory. Rots, 3 Ember to deal 15 damage, apply 15 decay to a single target. Realistically, I think I want another copy of Glow Up. It's really good for moving Balmabello to the front of the bottom line so that then my fungi are actually protected. And when Balmabello dies, they'll inherit all of the spikes and regen. Do my eyes deceive me? How lucky can you be? Fire Remains, Merchant of Arms. I mean, a weapon for the Crucible Warden would be nice, but I really don't think it'll change anything. Check a Merchant Magic first. Spell Chain. Damn it, do I do this? I think I might actually be beyond using Spell Chain right now. Eventually it'll give me the ability to put another unit on the line, but like Crucible Warden and Balmabello are never going on the same line. Neither is Madame Lion's Mane nor Crucible Warden. Well, hang on, how true is that? So Crucible Warden needs to be the front of the line for the sake of gorging. I have 2 glow-ups in the deck, so I have the ability to advance units. Obviously, Crucible Warden will hold damage shield, so that's a good stack to be propagating. It's just then, what am I doing with Balmabello? Also, it's hard to set those up on the same turn because I would need 6 capacity to put those units down in the first place. So I would need my my Space Prisms to be deployable. I would need them in my opening hand. Duplicate any card except for your champion. I gotta say, another line of Crucible Warden, if I had the ability to spawn enough Shade Splitters, and I gotta say, the ability to spawn enough Shade Splitters is not too far away. I just lower the cost of one of them and then I give it Spell Chain. I mean, that's also good for my incant triggers. I'm doing that. I'm gonna do, oh my god, I'm doing that. So now it's a 0 cost Spell Chain, and then I'm gonna dupe it. Oh my god. That's nasty. Moral Mistress on Etch. Triggers when a card is consumed on this floor. That won't happen especially often, unfortunately. Apply Decay 8 to enemy units, and then Prickly Botball, another good frontliner, but realistically I don't need another frontliner right now. No, that's not true. That's not true, Raps. You do need a third frontliner. Again, did you not mention by the time you get to Archon, you need to have 3 lines ready? Literally, Archeon's the next boss, buddy. What are you doing? Celestial Alcove? Oh, you gotta pack those units in. Do I? Oh dear. Dare I do it? Let me tell you. If I pack 3 spells into the small gift box, and I pack in both of these Shade Splitters, and then a Space Prism, and then I dupe that small gift box. I still haven't tested this, by the way. I do need to confirm this. But do I just get another copy of each of these? Does it set those 3 cards aside, and then the first time I cast a small gift box, it gives me those 3 cards, so the second one doesn't have any cards to give me? Or does each gift box contain those 3 spells? I have to find out, because if I can just flood this deck with all of my super upgraded spells and also Space Prism, which is just by default. I was gonna say busted, it's not. It's just a very unique effect to be costed like this. It's just very good. I seldom play an Umbra run where I don't utilize it at all. Merchant of Trinkets in the next... Oh my god, Empyrean Well, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, hello! If you have no units on the floor, Archon deals damage to the buyer, but I can also turn on Titan Trial. Ah, so this is how the Titan is reached. Fire Hunter number 2. If you have no units on the floor, Archon deals damage to the buyer, and Archon also has +5 damage to do. Damage shield, doesn't matter about that. Bombabello, you have big heal, and hopefully I can keep you alive? Hopefully I can keep you alive. And then the final floor will be a Prickly Botball. I mean, I've got to do it. So, one problem. I'm not going to be able to fill out all of my lines at the very start. Like, it's important that I get Bombabello and Madam Lion's Mane down. It's important that I get Crucible Warden down. Prickly Botball or either of the other stewards, I'm just going to have to draw them. Excuse me? Excuse me? You have When did... If you have no units on the floor, Archon deals damage to the player, Archon has +5 damage. Well, I haven't versed the Pyre Hunter version of Archon before, so maybe you just do by default have multi-strike. But also, how dare you? And that's rude. And how dare you again? A second, how daring of you? I'm going to take a damage with the Vengeful Shard. I'm going to place a Spear Steward on this line and then drop an Infectory in order to prevent the Crucible Warden from taking any undue damage. Now I just need to push Bomb a Bellow forward. There you go. Got him with the glow up. Then Prickles for the next line. And Spore Touch to take you out. Perfect. This bottom line, do I want Shade Splitters here? I suspect not. Okay, Space Prism on this line. I'll throw you to the front of the party. Then back on the bottom line, we'll hit 2 Shade Splitters. Throwing them up here. Perfect. We need to start getting some stacks on Crucible Warden. And we'll also be replying with 10 Decay on Archon for your brutal double strike on my Prickly Puffball. Small gift box. This turn is going to be nuts. Shade Splitter, Black Remorsal. These Spore Touches by rights should probably just go on Archon. Spore Touch number 1, we'll use a Mind Collapse to take out the unit as well as gain some more energy. Then Small Box, thank you. Obviously, Space Prism has to go on that line. And I don't have room for all of the units. So you'll just have to gorge yourself on the ones you can. There we go. He actually also gave the Prickly Puffball just enough health now to survive 2 strikes from Archon, which will be super useful. Yeah, we have enough damage shields on the Crucible Warden. 8 stacks of damage shield, that we're not really too worried now. I'm gonna use Glow Up for more regen and spikes. Realistically, I should throw Spore Touch at Archon. I have no real good reason not to. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, the game is not ready for me to dupe this, the small box. It seriously isn't. Completely fine. A little bit more Spore Touch for you. I don't need to have done any of this, by the way. This is just what I wanted to do. There you go. Watch him struggle. Yeah, you deal 18 damage, then I restore 20 health. Realistically, it's the stack of fungi that's doing the most damage here. Just being big enough. 150, we... Oh! Shroud Spike! You're back. X cost, consume, trigger feeding on a friendly morsel unit 2x times. I mean, That's a really good way to suddenly stack up a bunch of multi-strike, a bunch of damage shield from the Crucible Warden. Or just a bunch of stats on another unit. That's just a very, very versatile tool when you have enough mortal units. Spike of the Legion, consumed to propagate 2x. I do think that would be incredible on Bombabello especially. If I can give you another stack via a different upgrade, like if I can give you Rage, even just that, it would be incredible. And then we also have Furnace Tap. Consume 2 Ember, apply Multi-Strike 1 and Ember Drain 4. At the start of your turn, you lose 1 Ember for every stack of Ember Drain. Decreases each turn. Hang on. I'm so sorry. I think about 10 minutes ago I told you I was going to tell you what morsels do, and then I just didn't. So, a morsel unit is a zero-cost unit that has some negligible statistics. One of them has up to 8 damage, so that can be kind of useful. But it also has the... it's not eaten? No, it does have the eaten ability, which means at the end of the turn, similar to the cherubs that Kale feeds, at the end of the turn, it is eaten and gives some buffs in terms of additional damage and additional health, as well as sometimes additional keywords to the front-friendly unit who is considered to have eaten that morsel. Cool. Hopefully that wasn't too laborious for people who do know what that is, but also it wasn't too late for people who didn't. Furnace, Spike of the Legion, Shroud Spike. I'm leaning against Spike of the Legion only because I've had it before. I'll take Shroud Spike. I see. Calcified Ember for another... for the Crucible Collector, who instead of gaining damage shield, gains lifesteal. Another copy of the Crucible Warden, or Colonel Cluster. 2 Ember, 2 Size, Armor 10, and on Resolve, Spawn 4. Colonel Cluster's great. I love Colonel Cluster. Nothing wrong with Colonel Cluster. Can't really be played early. I'd have to play him in one of the later cycles, but I also do think I could. Hell's Flame, Limbo's Solace, and Heaven's Lights. Let me look at all of the cards, and let me make it look like I'm making a choice before I just click the draw. Well, I should make it look at least like I'm trying to consider other options. For what it's worth, I actually did consider other options. It's just, very quickly, I look at these Mind Collapses as a way to spike energy without much cost by using draw, and also getting to the small gift box and its duplicates in the deck as quickly as possible will set up the run so much better than additional energy. It's also worth noting everything in the gift box is 0 cost. That's intentional. Lightforge. Ooh, okay, so Everbloom 2 gets a different stack, Etch, Spawn 2. Now that's really interesting, because Etch is on Consume, and with the small gift box and Space Prism, small gift box consumes, the Space Prism inside it consumes, the other Space Prism consumes. When I dupe this, it will consume, and then it'll have another Space Prism in that consumes. And all of those can be played very easily on Madame Lion's Mane's line. There's also the Man-Eater, gives the ability Man-Eating. Man-Eating, cooldown of 1. So every turn you can do this, applies Sap 2 and Decay 5 to a unit. Alright, I will take the second Everbloom. Oh wow. Upgrading unit with damage shield 3, that's interesting. Theoretically, I would be able to keep that on Bombabello. The only thing is, Extinguish, apply this unit's buff stacks to friendly units. It's very unlikely he dies with damage shield on. Damage shield on Prickly Puffball actually slaps. Actually slaps hardcore. Because every single round, you will just shield stone for 1. And often you will just be on your own line. 20 additional health, also just totally worth it for Mr. Puffball there. Multi-strike isn't bad, it's just I don't really have many attackers left here. I could give multi-strike and quick stone to the same unit, but realistically, I think I'm so much better served by doing this. Small gift box, duplicate. Another copy of that one. Small gift box. Duplicate. Another copy of that one, please. Small gift box. I want to just immediately click it again for the meme, but is it actually correct? Give me a second here. Yeah, it is. Small gift box. Duplicate. Gimme. Let's go. At the start of battle, enemy units appear on each floor. Right, you do have the Profane Supplicants giving a toll on resolve. Okay, so I do need to set up a bottom line, which means that instead of Crucible Warden being on the top line, I probably got to get Prickly Puffball on the top line to defend us, and then I'll have to get Crucible Warden later. All right, that's fine. Let's get that money. Obviously, my main kill floor has to be the lower floor, so that I can deal with the Profane Supplicants. They'll literally just die to the spikes on Bomber Bellows, so that's already solved. Get him, Bomber. And then Prickly Puffball on the very top line will already guarantee that no one gets past. Even with an empty midline there. That's going to be a lot of corruption. Oh boy. Crucible Warden. Intriguing. One Mind Collapse will take out one of these, so I'll get down to enough mana to do that. Space Prism on this floor so that I have the room to play Shade Splits if I do that. I'm going to play both Shade Splits on this line. Then Mind Collapse the next line. Crucible Warden takes out two of them, gaining 6 decay. Takes 6 damage, takes another 6 damage, but at the end of turn gains 4 damage shield, 1 on the new turn as well. Yeah, we can do this. Crucible Warden, 2 morsels, and then a Spore Touch to make sure that I don't have to deal with any Bomber Bellows not at the front of the line yet. Gonna have to wait for moving them. But this will set us up. I think I might lead game speed on 2 some of the time. I like 2 and 3. Super Ultra is way too fast for me. It's like, if I was playing alone, maybe. But I like things to at least be intelligible as the battle phase is happening. Okay. Small gift box, and this is an etch on this floor as well. Unfortunately, the front enemy has incant, applies sap to our friendly units. But I am also still deeply incentivized to play a lot of spells on this floor for the sake of summoning the troops. I'm gonna undo that. I need to be able to damage that front unit as much as I can on that floor. And summoning more troops, certainly a good way to do some damage, but I spawn 3 when I play a consume spell. Then I get sapped 2 on all of my units, which decreases all of our damage by 2 on each, 2 per stack, so that's 4 per, so 12. But the summoning of 3 additional troops is 9 additional damage. So I think we give you the 1 consume. Do we? Because we want the Profane Supplicant to go down, so don't we want to hit that with the Spore Touch? guess I'm casting all of these on the next floor. It's really unfortunate. I mean, it's 100% necessary. I need to buff this guy's damage heavily. Which, by the way, the Eater gains plus 8 damage. I can use this Shroud Spike to get, what, 38 additional damage right now? Heck, I think that might be essential considering the big boys that are getting up to the next line. I do not do much damage on this line. Outside of the regen and spikes, I really don't. I ought to have considered that a lot earlier than I did. Alas, I think we probably do still have time to write this. Yeah, we'll be able to take out these units. The next line will be a bit more annoying. And we'll have a little less leeway to deal with it. Thank you. No incants on the bottom line. No incant blockers, rather, on the bottom line. Which is great, because I got another one of the small gift boxes. Oh, it is wild that I don't have Infectory on the bottom line yet. Mind Collapse is going to need to do 1 damage to that Collector. So that's fine. Infectory. Oh, actually, I can just summon the Shield Steward up there. That's fine, too. Actually, hang on. I'll take out one of the Profane Supplicants with this. Like, if I have an excess hit here, I may as well use it. Take out the one that's completely out of reach for me. I do need to incant one more time on this floor. So unfortunately a little bit more sapping. Thankfully it doesn't take us past any important breakpoints. We still get to hit the Fallen Executioner in the back line. 4 spells to cast down here, summoning 4 more morsels, which go up on the next floor. I really wish I could heal you, Prickly Puffball, but unfortunately you're just going to take 18 to Corruption. At least you survive until next turn, in order to deal some Corruption to this enemy. Actually, sorry, you deal Decay, the enemies deal Corruption. Which is much better, because Decay, while it does decay over time, does 3 times as much damage. Okay, finally, I can get those in the right order, and now the Profane Supplicants are dying against Balmabello. That took a really long time for me to get to my first glow up. That was unlikely. No more incants on that floor at the moment. Let's get rid of these tolls. Thankfully, the Activator actually takes out one of the Supplicants for us as well, handily. Oh, 1 health off of dying to the first hit. Instead, I had to take 6 more damage to it. Okay. Incant's still not allowed on this bottom floor. I'm still sad about it. I think I do still do the etch. And then I'll move to the other floors. Let's give you a Kernel Cluster here. Right? Well, hang on. No, Infectory is going to go on this mid line. Maybe you should have a Kernel Cluster. It's just I'll need to be able to glow you up to the front of the line as well. Oh, and I could currently have you eat 5 units this turn. Okay, I'll do that. 4 units this turn. We are here in the final wave. Unfortunately, you bastard. Kel the Corruptor. Incant. When you play a spell on this lore, apply Corruption 3 to all of your units. And on summon, triggers when played, applies Corruption 5 to all of your units. You absolute bastard. Well, look. Here's the bright side. I'll be fine. That's a pretty bright side, right? Not going to be a problem for me. Oh my god, so many Rubble's Morsel. Which is, of course, the way you pluralize that. Passes by Rubble's Morsel. Alright. There you go, buddy. Bombabello finally gets slain. And then the troop has all of Bombabello's buffs. Now it's time for you to die to the simple power of taking 200 damage twice to an enemy that you can only damage shields. That you would have to hit 20 times in order to actually do damage to. I mean, I don't need to incant on that floor. Yeah, that's right. They share a lot of DNA with those little leaf guys. Or very specifically with the moats from Spirited Away. Alright. That'll do it. I'm glad I built a second line. I feel more and more I'm always glad to have a second line. God, maybe I start doing a third line. No, that's too crazy for me. Pandemic. 2 Ember. Consume. Apply Decay 8 and Sap 2. Then add a copy of this card to your discard pile. So obviously something you really want to upgrade. Pox. 2 Ember to consume. Deals 20 damage and applies Decay 10 to all units. All, including your own. And Fertile Ground. 2 Ember. Consume. Spawn 1 and spawn 1 more for each card in your consume pile. I now do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cards that go in the consume pile. So that's pretty good at this point. Oh my gosh. Ember Cache. 1 Ember. Consume. Add 3 Excavated Ember cards to your draw pile. Excavated Ember is a 0-cost spell that gains 2 energy and then draws 1 card. I don't really have good reasons to need that. I like it. It's a good... Actually, it's a good etch card. This is a consume card that generates 3 more consume cards in my deck. That's actually sick. There's also Grovel, 2 Ember to apply damage shield 1, and then add 2 uncommon or rare morsel units to your hand. Now, I will note, Grovel has a lot of impact in this deck, and it's not what you might expect. Shroom Onyx, at the start of each turn, friendly units propagate 1. If I Grovel a unit, especially a unit that doesn't take damage, so like a... I mean, Prickly Puffball, obviously, depends on what fight I'm in. But if I do that on... Oh my god, I was literally looking through my deck to look for a fun guy. They're all over the deck, buddy. If I do that on a troop that is standing behind Bombabello, it doesn't take damage. But every turn, it will gain 1 more damage shield. Feast triggers feeding on friendly units with Eaten. Super cool, but... I mean, it's super cool in that, like, it will give me the ability to eat all of these Shade Splitters in the middle of a turn, which is nice. God, I want all of these. Can I just click a button that's like, all of them, please? I would pay you all of my money to take... I would pay you most of my money to take all of these. I don't know if that's a feature that necessarily should exist. I just want it to, in this instance. God. All right, where am I going next? That's probably important. Another Empyrean Well. What are you doing to me? If I go to an Empyrean Well, what am I duping? Do I run a third line with a Crucible Warden? Do I have enough Shade Splits that I summon a second Warden to manage its own line? I certainly have enough Space Prisms to do it. If I duped Small Gift Box again, legitimately, I think I would. How would that affect what I do here? If that's what I do, I think I take Grovel. Alright. That's what we're doing. Unit cards without upgrades cost -1. Unfortunately, I upgraded Bomber Bellow, but I didn't make the same mistake with Colonel Clostal. Colonel Clostal? What? Colonel Cluster. Cluster Colonel. There we go. But actually, come to think of it, I don't even think that's an upgrade I want, especially compared to Artificial Firestone. Just +3 Ember. Also, +3 Ember in deployment, which means I will be able to play Bomber Bellow as well as Colonel Cluster and the Crucible Warden. God, that sounds like a sick band. Wing Clippings. Spell cards with Consume have a 50% chance to be consumed to be discarded instead. Now, will I still trigger Consume? Etch triggers when a card is consumed on this floor. Not when you play a card with Consume. When a card is consumed. So I believe discarding instead of consuming will not trigger that, so I won't take Wing Clippings for exactly that reason. What up, Alcove? You want to upgrade my dude again? Oh, Arcus, I can heal you. I can give you as much health as you need. One of these days, you'll give me an artifact, right? I literally can't offer you my final 20 health, I'm sorry. 50% chance every single time. And I failed them one after the other, baby. Let's go. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Happens though. Let's double up on the Crucible Warden. Next. Oh my god, really? Another Empyrean Well? What is... I disagree. I'm not taking it. I'm going to the Merchant of Arms the next era, and you can't stop me. Duplicate any card except for your champion. I don't know if I want to do that right now. It'd be another small gift box, but realistically, I think I actually benefit significantly more from removing cards from my deck, which is why removing 2 in the next area is really appealing as well. Like, getting these 2, like, deadweight Shield Stewards and Shield Spears out of the deck, as well as, honestly, all of the Spore Touches, deeply appeals to me. I'm gonna get 2 of the Spore Touches out. Enemies enter with Titan Skin 4. As long as Bomber Bellow gets a little more spiky, we'll be fine. Speaking of Bomber Bellow, consider yourself summoned, friend. I also do want the Prickly Puffball down. can also go Cluster Kernel. It's just the Puffball hitting those Revenge. But it won't, because it won't be at the front of the party, because it won't be eating. So it'll literally just be gaining damage shield every turn. I might as well be gaining additional troops. If I'm going to be propagating every turn, might as well propagate for a good reason. That's what I've always said. I've always lived my life. And if you can find evidence otherwise, shh. Bomber Bellow. Let's hit Shade Splitter so that I get my first troop out. Then I can glow you up. Perfect. Those backliners with reanimate. Certainly a little frustrating here. It's all good. Oh, how dare you have Incat? I mean, I do need to still use the small gift box on the bottom line, but how dare you have Incat? So... I need an additional space here, and you'll need to move forward. The floor on the bottom needs an Infectory. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could throw Prickly Puffball here. And then use the top as the feeding floor. God, I think that's actually probably a good idea to start winnowing down these Undyings. So harvest one of you. Keep some additional energy. The rest of you don't really care if I enchant on your floors. Great. I think I messed up that whole turn. First things first. Yes, Prickly Puffball goes on this floor. Absolutely. Obviously, I need that. Then, additional space on the top floor also seems really good. Infectory still makes a lot of sense on the bottom line. Mind Collapse should happen on one of these enemy... Wait, hang on. It's not even enough to kill you without the extra... Okay, hang on. So I do that before Infectory. Good. We're all solved. Puffball. Small box. Spacerism hits top line. Infectory hits bottom. Hang on. I literally just... I told you exactly what I was supposed to do, and then I did the opposite. I need to take my own advice. If my advice was don't do what I say, don't do what I do what I say. Alright, let's try that one again. Let's see if I can click these in the right order. It's a very hard thing to do. Boom, got him. Alright. Now you may have an Infectory. I've only got the ability to put one of you on each floor. So that's exactly what I'll be doing. Can't use this final one. Yet. Yes. Perfect. Beautiful. First things first, you go to the front of the floor. You need to be ready. No incants on the bottom line. I'm ready. I don't need to etch on the bottom line with the Space Prism. That certainly needs to go on the top at the moment. And again, I'm so glad this dupes the spells. One morsel up there. Another morsel up there. Oh, this is a fun one. Rubble morsel. Shroud Spike you for 4 eatings of a rubble morsel. Chomp, 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 chomp. And now I have the energy to play the rest of my stuff, including a Spore Touch, which is necessary on this floor in order to confirm the kill on a Collector. And then just all the rest of these. Just all the rest of these. I can't believe that I sincerely need more space. I may actually go for a space gem after all of this. After everything. Legitimately possible. Oh my god, Fertile Ground is already spawning 7, and I'm actually going to get it up to 10 with the Space Prisms this round. So I can put up to 4 individual morsels on this floor, so you want 1 more size. There's Incant Trigger on the bottom line, but we still use the Consume. I'll also come down here for the Fertile Ground as well afterwards. Then give this midline some more space, because it will need it eventually. And then another 10 of you down here, bloody. I'm starting to feel really underwhelmed by Balmabello. Nothing personal, mate. You just really aren't impressing me at all. Drop a Vengeful Shard and Mind Collapse to reanimate off of that unit. Then gonna have to use another Incant Trigger on the bottom line for even more sap. However, it gets a damage shield starting to grow on Fungi. We're not too far from both our bottom and top lines being enough to take out a boss by themselves. And yeah, the bottom line certainly will. No Incant Triggers on this floor. Ideal. Alright, who needs all these morsels? Who's hungry? I legitimately have 3 spaces. Oh my god. And I have 6 more copies of the Double Shade Slitter in the draw pile. I've only gone through 3 of the 0-cost ones. Oh boy. I might actually need more space still. After everything. After all of those Space Prisms. Guess that's what happens when you run 3 lines. Inhale. Calcified Ember will come with this, but it's 1 Ember to deal 10 damage and spawn 2 on Slay. Very appealing. Consume... Sorry, Mushroom Cloud. 1 Ember to consume. Sacrifice 1 Fungi. 1. So it'd take... No, it's not 1 troop, it's 1 Fungi. Then deal 10 damage and apply Decay 10 to enemy units. Not for each stack in the Fungi? Pandemic, Consume, apply Decay 8 and Sap 2. I mean, if I'm taking any of these, it'll be Inhale. I've got a Calcified Ember in the deck at the moment, which I'm having a little difficulty playing. Because I'm actually not that great at generating energy. I just bypass energy a lot of the time by having so many 0 costs. On spawn, on slay spawn 2. It's a good target. It's a good just target a backliner and kill him. That's going to be very relevant. Ooh! Cannibalize. 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 1 energy, ember, to sacrifice a unit and then add 3 uncommon or rare morsels to your hand. So we could sacrifice a morsel, which would spawn a unit from Infectory as well, because that would be a dead unit, for upgraded morsels, which is nice. We've also got Grovel, another copy, and then Gem Trove. This is just Grovel in AoE. The 3 Ember applies damage shield 1 to friendly units, and then applies 3 uncommon or rare morsel units to your hand. I gotta say, the fact that everyone propagates once every round really does heighten the value of Gem Trove, to the degree that I'll be taking it. That's 3 calcified embers in my deck at the moment, by the way. Oh. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could dupe another small hitbox. I'm gonna stop myself. Let's go to the merchant. Okay, so we have Glass Cannon, Fight Club, and Overgrowth Carapace. Overgrowth Carapace eats up size in order to give stats, but that's also kind of what we already do with our morsels, so I don't think I need both of those impacts, especially because they won't really work alongside one another very effectively. Fight Club, grant friendly units plus 15. Realistically, that's a lot of additional damage on all of the morsels. That's kind of funny. And then Glass Cannon, 1 Ember to add 50 damage to a unit, but also make it fragile. I mean, that's a very easy equip for either of the Crucible Wardens after they have some damage shield on them, just increases their damage pretty significantly. I kind of think I could take both Fight Club and Glass Cannon, because only one of the other lines really wants Infectory. And then upgrades a equipment or room to always be drawn in your opening hand. If I gave that to Fight Club, I actually think we'd be a lot better off. The reasoning behind that is because if I can get all of my morsels to do damage on that second line, I'm capable of taking down enemies I otherwise wouldn't be able to, while I'm still growing to be able to take out the enemies I care about taking out. Then, removing 2 cards from the deck. The calcified embers get removed by playing them, so you can't trick me. I'm not doing that. Get out of here, you spear stewards. You're in the way. I need to get back to my shade splitters. Got Moon, Merchant Steel, Celestial Alcove. Oh boy. Next area is looking a bit bleak. Maybe I end up a Merchant of Arms looking for another buff to Bomb Bellow. I was really hoping for Merchant of Magic there. Merchant of Magic. Oh, but the Merchant of Magic in the final area is on the left-hand side with the Unstable and an Empyrean. Well, so a dupe as well as removals. And I get the trinket regardless. Alright, I might just save my money for a bit. Time to face the trial. Gale and his Cherubs gain Damage Shield 1. They gain Damage Shield 1 and Spell Shield 1. Interesting. I'll take another Mote of the Titan's Essence, please. Righto Tato, let's go. Fight Club's going to be our second line. One of you Crucible Wardens goes there. One of you Crucible Wardens goes on the top line. Bomber Bellow comes down to the bottom. Madam Lion's Mane behind. Then, Prickly Buffball. Realistically, I want it to be Colonel Cluster. I guess if I get additional capacity after this fight, maybe it's easier for me to put down Prickly Puffball early, but like, I really don't want to summon you at all. Maybe I summon you in the back line. Maybe I put you in the front line just so that you protect Crucible Warden a little bit early. Fine. Holy Cherub's going to be a problem. All right. So I need to grovel and summon the glass cannon on the next line. If I grovel on the Crucible Warden on the top line, I can also make sure that you start stacking damage shield, which is going to be important. Damage shield and regen are both basically the same on Bomb Bellow at the moment, so it wouldn't make a difference to you. Yeah, that's how we go. I do want to incant on this bottom floor, but is it worth it right now? Because it actually saves the Malevolent Hunter from dying. It's not. Let's go. Ooh, Morsel Miner. This gives +8/+8. It's one of the best things to hit with Shroud Spike. Now you get some damage shield, which will propagate. You'll also now have fragility, but you'll have more damage shield as well, so that should all balance out. Yeah, bottom line's certainly Infectory if I can get it out here. Minor frustration on that next floor. So if I inhale, I'll be able to take out a unit as well as spawn 3. Do I just have to let that middle line take care of itself? I still can't believe I haven't drawn one of my small gift boxes. That's essential. It's fine. The final floor's got our back here. Thankfully. Alright. Infectory, we'll throw the inhale on the backliner and then propagate the correct unit to the front again. And now this line is set up. Thank you. This is what we're looking for. Space Prism. Small box. Actually, hang on. I don't play Space Prism on that floor. Apologies. There's going to be much more than enough need for it elsewhere. So currently I have 5 units that I can put on this floor, so yeah, double Space Prism here. Yep. And then for the incants, we go back onto the bottom line. Now, do I want one more unit consumed? Or do I want to get rid of one of the Calcifying Embers? I think it's one of the Calcifying Embers here. Oh boy, that has damage shield 2 on it. Okay. You hit that and you get revenged. Oh no. Mind Collapse isn't enough to take out the Holy Cherub in the backline yet. You don't do enough damage to these Holy Cherubs, that's the problem here. I think our only chance lies in drawing an additional damage unit from one of the Shade Splitters. Neither of you have a damage stat. I suspect I'm screwed here because you're going to get to hit my heart 3 times. Which is lethal. God damn, that angel who took all of my HP. I mean, sure. You can suggest that maybe I had some agency in that and could have made a different choice. No, it was that angel. It was his fault. He took all my HP. Oh my god, that was even spell shielded, so I didn't have the ability to remove any of your damage shield. Oh god. Oh, what? Okay. Okay. We're technically still alive. I'm as surprised as you are. Okay, that's 6. Great, so all the rest of these can go top line now. No incant triggers need to be prevented on this line, so... Go feel your life, Sonny Jim! Oh, hell yes. Our morsels are finally doing the thing I said they were gonna do. Oh, so very long ago. Even more spawns. More! And in fact, I have exactly enough now to fill every space that can take one. Obviously, I can't take any more damage to Vengeful Shards. Not if I can avoid it. I think I'm just going to add additional damage to this line, try and lower that frontliner significantly. I gotta remember, in a couple of rounds, we're gonna have front enemy units that have 500 health. I'm not gonna be able to kill those. Not with what I'm currently doing. Not with how long it takes to currently get to where I am. Oh boy, that's gonna be a problem. Perfect. Have to take down the relevant units next floor. We'll give you all of damage-related ones, so that the health-related ones can go up here on the top line. And you know what? I think it's time to glow up. So that we can properly give the damage yield to the person who wants it. A little bit more decay for the boss. Oh my god, Mama Bello survived? On 1 HP! I almost wish you died. You'd be so much more effective dead. I'm definitely going to drop a Gem Trove on the bottom line. Damage shield for our friendly units as well as all these rare Oh, they're only uncommons. Where is my Morsel Minor? Where is my Morsel Major? guess I can propagate that down here. Keep you healthy. Alright, Gale, how will you fare against my bottom line? I do suspect it's going to be my second liner that kills you, but... show me what's what. Never mind, you will be dying on this bottom line. Oh, stay toot sweet and smart. I'll even hit you with a fertile ground down here. Ideal. So yeah, it's literally just a big stack of fungi. Hard to do too much about that. I think I know what I did wrong in this battle. Or one of the things. I don't mean to presume there was only one thing. 200 gold. Wretch, return Eden units to hand. Buddy. That's so many units. You don't understand? You can't do that. Without also Eden, I can't deal with that. Deadly variant of Light Decay equal to 5 times sap. I don't sap the enemies especially well. And Furnace Tap, apply Multi-Strike 1 and Ember Drain 4. No one's especially good at using that, and it costs me a resource I don't really have. I could take Wretch. It'll just give me a bunch of morsels, and then I, hopefully, will have enough space to play them. And I really actually won't. It will give me too many morsels, and then I will start to dead draw because I've got so many morsels. Skip. Well. Fine. Hey. Get out of here. Take it. Take the upgrade. Get out of here. Alright. We'll take the left. Light Forge. Okay. Everbloom 3 is on Etch. Spawn 4. We can do a lot of spawning. Spore Singer is also here for when a unit gains decay, it also gains 2 additional stacks, as well as on action, apply Dazed 1 to enemy units. Action triggers at the start of the unit's turn. Sorry, decay 1, not dazed, sorry. That gives us a little bit of AoE on the bottom line. It's probably worth more than the additional spawn, to be honest. That happens at start of turn. So after the units are spawned there, you just give them decay. Although the decay damage itself triggers at end of turn, so they will still get to hit us. Which is fine. Well, except for the sweepers. It's a problem with the sweepers. Just realistically, I want someone who's like, you know, on Incant Blade Decay or something like that, like to really vibe with this. Do I just also throw Kernel Cluster on the bottom line? No, my spikes do that. That's what my spikes do. All right. I'm just going to make a very big troop. Upgrade a unit with dualism. Damn it. Can't dualism the spawn. Oh, dualism on Bomber Bello, though. That's 32 regen and spikes 12. Honestly, yeah, absolutely. It's pretty much precisely what you need. Upgrade a unit with damage 3. Duplicate any card except your champion. I mean, I want to hit that card a lot. I want to hit that button a lot. Let's look at some other stuff first, though, just in case. Event time. A cluster of 3 large crystals containing Entropy's strange powers forces the train to stop. You could take one of them to investigate. The first is extraordinarily heavy for its size. It gives you a 2-cost spell that you have to play every time you draw it, and it's unpurgeable. Oh, that's expensive. Upgrade a spell to gain triple stack. That would go on top of whatever the spell is already doing. So spell gain triple stack. That would mean 3 damage shield from Gem Trove, 3 damage shield from Grovel. I don't think it can triple the Shroud Spike. Actually, it's not especially good with the spells that we have access to right now. Entropic Growth. Permafrost on the spell card, and then on reserve, permanently gain 5 magic power. Not bad, but not huge. And take the Hollow Crystal, upgrade a spell to cost -4. Admittedly, -4 on the cost of the Gem Trove does make it very playable, but after we start playing enough morsels, we have enough energy cost that we don't need to care about that. Also, the Entropic Crystals are still very expensive. At 2 Ember, but I just have to play it every time, just once. Well, it's not just once, it's once every time I draw it, and ideally I'm drawing multiple, I'm cycling very heavily, ideally. Would I dupe a copy of Gem Trove? Like, if I Entropic Crystaled it here, I've got a Merchant of Magic in the next area. It's entirely possible I'd be able to give it something like Holdover and then literally dupe it. Does it become worth it at that point? God. Also, worth noting, -4 on the cost of the spell. If I give that to the Shroud Spike, by default, if I play this with 0 energy, it will trigger feeding 8 times. Is that a lot better? That seems a lot better. Oh, come on. You stow the Hollow Crystal away. Before you have a chance to put it down, a portion of the crystal spreads onto you. You're trying to pry it apart, but to no avail. Entropy is now a part of you. Bad news if you didn't think it was before. Ugh, Pyre Dampener. -1 energy per turn. That is pretty tough. Your Deafening Herald grants your unit silence, which disables triggers and abilities on my own units. Oh god, that's annoying. Madam Lionsbane is gonna really hate that. Is there a chance that I play just like a Balmabello by himself, bottom line? And then the next lineup would be one of the Crucible Wardens with Madam Lionsbane. That becomes my damage line. Balmabello is literally just about keeping himself alive and winnowing out like the Purified Souls and the Deafening Heralds as they hit the AoE. Regen 32, so you can take care of most of them each turn and full heal as well. Actually, that sounds a lot better. I think I can take this with that. Right. Let's get at it. Balmabello, bottom line. Madam Lionsbane next up. Then Crucible Warden on the very top line, and then we throw a Fight Club down on the middle for additional damage from both them and the morsels. Yeah, that whole line just dies, and that's all that happens, so that's pretty cool. Here on this floor, you're going to be spawning troops. Which means that as soon as I start spawning on this floor, unfortunately, the Crucible Warden is going to be no longer eating. That's okay. The next line doesn't even come up here, so I have some time to draw the right spells. Also, I can't even use my Mind Collapse. These enemies have Spell Shield. How dare you? So on this floor, I will need 4 spaces for those. That'll work. And on the next floor, I've already got all the space. I mean, if I really wanted to, I can just inhale on this bottom line. But why would I? It summons 2 fungi and then they defend all of the enemies against my spikes. Of course you don't do that, Raps. Shade splitting time, though. Oh, this is great. Look at all these rubble morsels. They get eaten at the end of the turn, so they give me extra energy next turn. Oh, hell yeah. Literally easy. Get rid of the Entropic Crystal. I mean, I do want to put Infectory on the bottom line. The only problem is as soon as one of the enemies dies, then I summon the troop and start defending the rest of them. So... that's gonna be a no. Oh, sorry, I replaced that room. Whoops. That's not what I was intending to do. Get him. Absolute big getting him. Good work, buddy. Start to grovel. A jeweler. I mean, I could get the jeweler to hit a bunch of times. That's not great, though. What else can I do with this turn? Light has the incant trigger. Of course it does. It's like Mind Collapse, I can take this unit out. Oh, yeah, I guess that's just another incant cast on that floor, so it is worth it. But yeah, the rest of this stuff is going to be pretty similar. This bad boy having 500 health and promising to go to the top line is very threatening to me. I need a lot more damage than I have access to right now. Damn it. Okay. Neither of these give damage. This is gonna be a problem. I think I will use my Shroud Spike, literally, because I don't think I have the time to let it cycle through my deck. Oh, no. It doesn't give me any additional statistics no matter what floor I use. Well, I guess it gives me 1 incant if I use it on this mid-floor. Also, it gives all of the additional health to a fungi. Well... you've already got damage shield on that top line. Sure. Why not? Gain some damage shield, buddy. Incants are limited on this floor because of the enthralled Ardent there. Gives 5 damage to all enemies whenever a trigger. Go What a nightmare. I'm gonna have to small gift the bottom line. This top line, you have enough room for 6 shades. Buddy, you're gonna need them. Maybe I should glow up your healer to the front of the line. Literally just reveal them to the ability to take damage. Because they're going to heal you 40 at the end of the round, right? So you being protected against 45 damage is not a problem. You getting 5 more damage is a problem, but realistically, if you get to the top line, I'm not killing you with 1. Am I killing you with 1 hit? Really depends what I draw next turn. God damn it! I feel like I'm dancing on a knife's edge right now. Great. Damage. Well, actually... yeah, I give the damage to the person who multicasts with it. Was that the ephemeral copy? Yeah, no, my hand isn't full, so it has to have been. There we go. These are the ones I've laid on this floor. Literally the last space that needs that extra space. Okay. Another damage unit. Great. Do I glow up your healer? I really think I should. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to deal with incant triggers again on the next floor. And then one more Shade Splitter. Oh yes, damage again. Great. I hope I get my glass cannon right now. It is literally the last card I drew. And with that, we'll be able to take that top line. Oh boy, only one safe incant line now. Of course, there's only ever one safe incant line. Ooh, no damage drawn yet. That's a problem. This guy is still a ways from dying. I was really hoping one of these morsels would have damage on it. For what it's worth, if the Avowed Gladiator does get to the top, it will die after hitting me once, but then I'll only have 5 health left. So averting that disaster would be lovely. One way for me to avert that right now would be using Fertile Ground to just summon a big troop on the top line. I don't really want to do that, admittedly. Because then I need another Propagate in order to set up the correct units. But also, I don't need more damage shield on my Crucible Wardens right now. Like, I'd like it. I don't need it. Okay. Big troop. Hell yeah. With the Infectory, we actually get to have our units survive, because the first one dies, then a fun guy gets summoned, then the next one attacks, killing the fun guy. Avowed Gladiator attacks, hitting Bombello, and then Purified Soul attack. So how are we killing the second one of you? From whence is that coming? Couldn't possibly tell you right now. I mean, there's no reason not to put you back there, right? Oh, it was Bombello hitting back. That's how we got that. Makes sense. That makes it make sense. Okay, we've got to glow up for the reordering. I do feel like midline really needs a little bit more. Oh, but I could also reorder your Ardent out. How hard is it to kill you next round without that? Actually, it's pretty annoying. Alright. It's fine, I can just deal with my fun guy being the units that get to eat. They are the only ones I will allow to munch. Great, a little bit more damage on this midline, just courtesy of some rubble. I mean, this bottom line is premium kernel cluster. Yeah, this is fine. We're not going to be silenced by the end of the turn. So I still get some of my troops. Oh boy. I need my second line to get the kill, because otherwise the other Avowed Gladiator does get to the top. Definitely need to play through the Entropic Crystal right now. Okay, at least we're gonna have a whole lot of energy next turn. Should I summon a Prickly Puffball to this field? I think so. I think the additional decay damage is actually going to be relevant. Get at it. Slow this down a little bit. Spikes at all those units. Good boy. Did not hold him back for as many rounds as I might have hoped. Grand. On Resolve, Rax gets Spell Shield 2, Rage 8, and Regen 20. Oh my god, thank you, Calcified Ember. Turned up in exactly the right hand. Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to kill the second Avowed Gladiator, so this is really... Oh man. Constantly just by the skin of our teeth. Suppose... May as well drop some morsels here just to join the fight. If nothing else for the celebration at the end. Completely fulfilled. That's how I like to see it. Alright. Your turn, buddy. Yeah, you don't get to ascend until I'm done with your friend down here. So we stack a decent amount of revenge on the enemy. Sorry, decay on the enemy. Basically just another free attack every turn. And then you start hacking away at the damage shield. You do have triple strike. So it's going to be another 3 series of 3 attacks until you get through the 9 damage shield the fungi had there. Do you get to damage the fungi at the end of this? Okay. Yeah, it looks like you do get to strike the fungi 3 times and then you die. Get him. Huge amount of money. Ooh, Ox. I've already turned that down before, and I don't want it more now that it has Calcified Ember attached to it. Spike the Legion, Propagate 2x, gotta say, still very impactful card. And then Fertile Ground, also very good. Bit late for that, buddy. Crucible Extension. 2 Ember, apply 1 capacity size to this floor. Cannibalize. Do I take you for more rare units? I think so. I think I can hold 1 copy of Cannibalize in this deck happily. Void Binding applies damage shield 2, rage 6, and Ember Drain 3. I will say having that on Bombabello and then you propagating the damage shield and rage would be nice. But also, because you have the regen, you don't really need damage shield, so those are kind of at odds against one another. And the rage is like very minimal, and you lose 1 stack of it and gain 1 stack of it per turn, so it kind of nullifies. We were always going left here. Merchant of Magic. Spell Chain. Hell yes. Okay. Wait. Upgrade a spell to gain -2 cost and gain consume. I kind of want to drop that on... I mean, ooh. Gem Trove, yes. Plus 20 Magic Baron consume. Absolutely. Mind Collapse now kills. Spell Chain. Having that on a Shroud Spike, I think that's the ability for me to like really like spike up the value. Hang on, before I do that, let's look at our trinkets. I'm looking for a way to get my units to have so much more damage in the first couple of rounds, because otherwise they'll start leaking damage to our top line and we will die. World-ending strain. When a unit decays, when they die to decay rather, their decay is spread among enemy units. There's also another Golden Idol. Both of these are a bit, well, sorry, Golden Idol's a bit late. We don't do much decay, so that's also a bit late for us. Odie's Totem, 1 additional energy per turn, but -3 to the Deployment Ember. I do like that with the Artificial Firestone. Works well together. If I had that, my Deployment Ember would be 1, but I would have 4 per turn. So instead of having 7 Ember, I would have 5. Can I get away with 5 Ember as my opener? Madam, Bombabello, 2 Crucible Wardens. I would miss out on getting to summon the Fight Club immediately. For 1 additional energy every turn. In the last fight, I had energy taken away from me, right? I was on 2 energy a turn. Was that last fight or the fight before? Because I definitely need more energy than that. Boy. I do feel like setup matters so much. On turn start, spawn 1 on each floor per 20 cards in your deck. starter cards cost -1. I mean, yeah, that's not bad, but the Shade Splitters literally just become 0 cost, so do the Spore Touches. Start a turn, fully heal champions. Nope. Merchant Magic. Do I now Spell Chain our Shroud Spike? Or do I Spell Chain a small gift box and then I dupe that small gift box twice? What do you want, Raps? Why don't you tell me? I think Spell Chain on Shroud Spike makes sense. I think it gives me the ability, but the thing is, it's reliant on me having a morsel in the same hand as this, which is going to be quite common, but the morsel would also ideally be a damage morsel, otherwise this doesn't really help me as much as I want it to. Am I overlooking a much better, very obvious option? Because damage is our problem. How do I solve that? The best way to solve that with spells right now is Shroud Spike. Getting double chain. Alright. Heliopire equal to the spell's cost. I mean, it's not relevant. Holdover. Interesting. Holdover -1 to cost for glow up, literally just to give me a consistent way to do that, sounds really good to me. And I'm also going to put Permafrost on Cannibalize, specifically because I will need rare morsel units on the right turn, and if I have rare morsel units on the right turn when I get my spikes, my shade spikes, it will matter. 10 additional damage just goes on another one of my collapses. Turn it into a spell, then I can duplicate in card except for my champion. I'm gonna dupe the curse. Obviously, I'm lying about that. I will, however, dupe my Shroud Spike as I'd said I was going to. Okay, so if I don't remove 2 cards from my deck, then I will have 40, which means I'll spawn 2 from Twisting Mycelium every turn. Realistically, spawning an additional 1 is not huge. It's probably better for me to remove 2 cards from the deck. Hearing well. I mean, the other thing I could do is get another glass cannon for the other Crucible Warden. Actually, maybe that's a really good idea. For a coward. And I will be removing 2 from the deck. I mean, the Spore Touches is 0 cost and can't triggers, so I may as well just get rid of the Shield Stewards that I'm not going to be able to generate. Alright, Seraph. Oh, you do have an optional mode. You enchant rage, your units with Rage 3, and our units enter with Melee Weakness 3. Melee Weakness 2, Rage 6. Woof. Melee Weakness 2 is, it's a toughie. I have to try. But I might die. We'll see. So, Crucible Warden, one of you goes on each floor. At the start of the turn, by the way, we'll be spawning a Mycelium in front of each of you, so thankfully you will be defended. Do not worry. Ah, sweep units. There's our first Shroud Spike. Hell yeah. And it's alongside the ability to generate a lot of additional friends here. Wait, hold on. Is this what I want my bottom line to be? Didn't I decide not this? No, I'm fine. I do want... I only need 2 space on that floor, so yeah, the rest of these go on other floors. Perfect. This is ideal. We'll blow you up to the front of the line, and then you only need 5 spaces for other units on your floor. You as well. Am I okay losing Lady Jadome? I don't think I am. Wait, hang on, but I played you there already. I can't undo that. That was in setup. Oops. I think we're losing Lady Madam Lion's Mane. It's gonna limit our spawns a lot. Truly, it will hurt. Yeah, if I had a way to take out one of those 2 backliners, we'd be fine, but we don't. So, well, actually, we wouldn't be fine, because 3 times the combat damage, so either of those surviving kills me. Alas. I'll just have to summon as much as I can while I can. Magnum Morsel, that's one candidate. Morsel Jeweler, also not bad. Perfect. So, Shroud Spike, you are going to give 16 feeds of +8 damage. As well as a damage shield. And then you're going to give me another copy which does it for 8. Unfortunately... Oh. Never mind. Never mind, I did that in the wrong order and you know exactly what I did wrong. Okay, we're doing everything the same. Everything goes the same. You need a space. Then you need a space. Then the other space goes down here because it can. Shade Splitter will give me the same stuff. I believe, fully certain. That's how this will work. There's my Magnum Morsel. Yep. That was what we were hoping for. Okay, so, now, first Rubble Morsel, go down. Then, I will eat you 16 times. In response, gaining 16 energy. So the Shroud Spike is now going to feed 2x, so 16 twice, +4. Oh, sorry, 2x +4. So 40 times. Yeah, gain 320 damage with this single Shroud Spike. Oh, that's going to be pretty much essential for taking down these big bad boys. I may even need you to eventually have 500 times 2. So I'm very glad I got a couple more copies of that in my deck. Oh, I think I had a second Morsel Jeweler last time. Maybe I only had one. the Rage Wings still hit in sweep, so they still hit my Balmer Bellow despite the fact that he's not in the front line. I love that. Working out well for you, buddy. I would need another copy of Gem Trove to keep my unit on the bottom line alive. I need to propagate the Crucible Warden ahead as well, but I don't need to use you this turn. I do want that Harpist Protector down, but again, I also don't need that right now. Fight Club goes on this floor. Gem Trove realistically is never going to give much health to a unit because of these sweeps that are just going to be here. But I guess sweeps stop existing by the second floor, so I can start giving some damage shield to the fungi here. I wonder if I should get you a Kernel Cluster as well. I want this guy on the bottom line, but the thing is, he'll just get killed. Going for additional damage on that line. There we go. Good gorging, buddy. You've got the ability to kill both of those enemies in quick. Here we go. Yeah, 504 to 5 behind. This is what I'm scared of. Oh my god, we have Cannibalize and 2 Shroud Spikes in this hand. If we get the right things... Oh my god, if we get the right things. Oh, this could be stupid. Alright. First things first, I need to find out what we get from Cannibalize. Pretty much exactly not what I want. That's fine. It's fine. I'm only going to use one of my Shroud Spikes. I don't need to use both of them here. And you know what? My second one's going on the bottom line. I don't even have an infectory down here. That seems like a mistake. Alright, you stay glowing up. And then let's get 14 perfect of additional damage there. As well as 8 of additional health on Balmer Bellow, keeping him alive. Ooh, you're not going to be able to regen up all your health, though. Great. Yep, we can see the Crucible Warden, 528. Attacks quick and twice, takes out both of these big boys, and will be able to do so in the next line as well. I guess top line should have an infectory. I can use both of these mine collapses for the bottom lines on this bottom floor, and I will too. After I play my infectory, and this should be my glass cannon. Only one rubble morsel. Woof. Do I want to start collecting fungi on the top line? I think I do. There we go. I don't know if I want to develop Prickly Popple here. $83 stacks of damage shield on Crucial Warden. Yeah, I think you'll do okay. I think we'll probably be okay on that line, actually, maybe. Oh, I don't know, maybe. More regen, more spikes. Get him, buddy. If I can get his regen high enough, he would be able to stand up to Seraph by himself. That additional rage is certainly going to make it hard, though. Oh boy. The enemies are slightly out of order for us, unfortunately, so I'm going to fix that with my own movement spell. Good thing to have one of those available every turn. 19, 19, and 30. 19, 19, and 30 is 38, 30. 38, 30 is 68. Great, so as long as I use two chump units here on the bottom line, I'll be safe. The Bomber Bellow. Chump number 1. Chump number 2. Keeps them safe. And then some additional damage, because that's much more impactful. Catalyze is back in hand. I think I'll hold on to that, because we still do have the single Shroud Spike for a later data. Also going to take the opportunity to inhale to take out the enemy backline. Perfect. I don't believe additional capacity on any of these floors can do anything for me at this point. Two, three, single fertile ground for the bottom line, just to build that troop stack up. Because that troop stack is going to be the one that inherits all of the buffs that are on Bomber Bellow right now. All that regen, all those spikes, and a very small amount of damage shield. Wow, this stands up much better than I thought. It takes down both of the Amalgams as well as the Harper's Protector and then starts working away at Turnus. I think I've got enough damage. Yikes. These enemies are dangerous. A whole line of 3 of them with 400 health. That's... yeah, boy. That's a toughie. I mean, Mind Collapse is definitely just going on the Harbor's Protector here. Oh my god. Taking out the Harbor's Protector there and losing the... oh my god. We were doing 300 damage previously to Seraph Eternus. Without the Harbor's Protector there, we do 3,892 damage. Which, as I'm led to understand, is more. I suppose I should probably give some lifesteal and additional damage to our frontliner here. Oh my god. It's almost lethal. A bit more decay? No, that's not going to change it. So close! 5,830 health left. We can do 5,795 with that line. Of course, if I really wanted to, I could probably cannibalize the backline Antumbra Morsel and try and find something that gets lethal here. Oh, I'm gonna do it. Excavator for a little extra damage, and it's not enough. Shouldn't have done that. Nope, should not have done that. It's fine, it's not gonna make a difference. Yeah, because we kill both of the amalgams, we don't have to worry about the fact that those amalgams would have done damage to us if they lived. It's just regens 30. Regens literally the enemy's entire damage. Of course, my regen is going to be very low by the time that unit dies. Because otherwise, how would they have died? This is so much damage. You did so much better than anyone had any right to expect from you, friend. Oh, there's the Shroud Spike. Okay, okay, okay. What can I spike this time? Please? Yep, we got the Rubble Morsel, hell yeah. Okay, Rubble Morsel go down. Then 16 energy. Then another Shroud Spike. Morsel Excavator. Then another 200 damage. Also like 153 damage shield? Yeah. There you go. Get got. 1 health on the amalgam on that top line. Alright. That's all of the Titan Essences. You follow the rails through the great gates of heaven and you followed the rails through the gates of heaven and defeated those sent to stop you. The great abyss comes into view, a truly terrible sight. Looming beyond its vast expanse, the Titans sit and wait. The essences you've gathered call to them. Do you continue forward to the beyond? Why would I leave now? I collected all of those. Let's go. I might lose, granted. I don't know what the fight's like, but how am I going to find out? The great abyss opens before you. You enter past its threshold into a vast expanse, a place beyond even heaven itself. Alrighty then. Oh, hang on, it's all 3 of you? We're up against Savagery, Dominion, and Entropy. Savagery has... oh boy. I'm going to read all of it and then I'll go through what the keywords mean. Savagery has Fate Link, keyword. Live to Fight, keyword. Trample, we know that one. Resolve, gain Rage 2. If you have no units on the floor, deals 5 damage to the pyre. Oh boy. Loop, gain Multi-Strike 1, has 15 damage, 3,250 health. Loop is triggers when this unit returns to the bottom floor. Gains an additional Multi-Strike then. Fate Link says, cannot be killed until all units with Fate Link are at 1 HP, immune to Rooted, and Entropy is immune to Dazed. Only Entropy is immune to Dazed, though. Live to Fight, instead of entering the pyre room, this unit moves back to the bottom floor. Got it. So I can't ever leave a floor empty. Trample. When attacking, SS damage is applied to the secondary unit. Sure. Multi-Strike attacks an additional time. Fine. Dominion. Fate Link. Immobile. Pyrebound. Oof. That's a problem. On resolve, add Pyrelight 1. Sorry, on resolve, add Pyrelight to your hand. Apply Corruption 5 to your front unit on each floor. Has 3 damage, 2,055 health. On resolve, add Pyrelight and apply Corruption 5 to your front unit on all floors. Yeah, we just read that. Fate Link, we've seen that before. Immobile. Pyrebound means it battles the Pyre Heart once per turn. What? I mean, if you do that, I literally just die in, what is it, 6 turns? Because I can't take 3 damage to my Pyre that many times. The added card, Pyrelight, is a 1 Ember spell. It purges when played and is ephemeral. Apply 10 additional damage to the Pyre, and then the Pyre attacks immediately. And then finally we have Entropy. Fate Link, Immobile. On resolve, add a Curse of Entropy to your deck. We've seen Curse of Entropy from Seraph with the Entropic factor. It's the ephemeral 0-cost Scourge. Applies Sap 4 to friendly units on all floors. And on reserve, your Pyre takes 3 damage if you leave it in hand. Alright. Well, heck. How do you set up for something like this? I do think the Crucible Wardens both need to go on the next 2 lines. I think probably Madam Lion's Mane and Bombabello on the bottom. Is it just the bosses, or do they also summon other units? If I can get a Shroud Spike off early, I'm going to be very happy about it. Okay. So, Entropy is on all of the floors at the same time, and will be attacking all of our units. Cool. Savagery will attack first. You're going to take 48 damage this time. You'll be looping back to the bottom line, so you'll eventually come down with enough multi-strike to be able to kill Bombabello in a single hit. So Bombabello will probably need additional defenses on top of that as well. So I can get both the Crucible Wardens, as long as they each get a Shade Splitter. And you don't have any incant triggers, you don't have any incant triggers. Okay, incant's great here. As long as each of you have 1 unit, you will start having damage shield that will start propagating with Shroomphonics. Oh, this is actually funny. Okay, this is funny. First thing I'm supposed to do is actually use Inhale to take out my own mushroom to spawn 3 mushrooms instead of 1 mushrooms. Space Prism on this floor is nice, but not essential. On the other floors, it's also nice eventually, but not essential yet. I'll get additional damage on the bottom line first. Okay, give damage shield to you and then move you forward, right? You having lifesteal is irrelevant. Damage here is much more relevant. I do want to give damage shield to you after the rounds. And honestly, you do need additional health. Honestly, Bulma Bello should probably take a couple of these jewels. Get him, Bulm. Right, I didn't realize you were up there. Should have looked up there. But yeah, you did. Was it 3? Yeah, 3 damage. So yeah, it's literally just. I didn't know that. How many turns I have to beat these enemies was going to be defined by the amount of heart I had left. Yikes. Otherwise, I would have focused much more on the health of it. Well, good to know now, for the future later. Whew, that's a lot of units we can kill on that bottom line. I love it. Small gift box. You don't have any can trigger down here, right? Small gift box. Hang on. I'm gonna use my Pyrelite first. Get him for 100 damage. Wait, I literally can't kill you. Because you can only be hit by my heart, and you deal 4 damage to me. Well, 3 damage to me every turn. I would need to hit you like at least 15 more times. Because I do scale your damage constantly, but I can't. I actually can't. Hey. Alright, well, we'll do the best we can. Because we must. For the sake of all of us. Except the ones who are dead. Small gift box, let's go. Be still. You don't need additional damage. You need additional health. So you'll get the Antumbra morsel. Morsel Excavator goes on the 2nd floor. And then the rest of the rubble morsels just go wherever they dang well please. Which, as it turns out, is going to be here on the bottom line for just the little additional health. I love that they give corruption to the mycelium that are about to die, and then they take the damage from entropy as well. Twisting mycelium does so much in this fight. Oh boy. There's the Shroud Spike. We've got a lot of energy, and we also have Cannibalize in this hand. I'll get rid of Curse of Entropy, because I do need to get rid of it. I'll lay out Shade. That's the Rubble Morsel for the setup. Setup's online. I'll unfortunately have to kill one of my own fungi in order to cannibalize for something worthwhile. It's gonna be worth it, though. I'll do it on this floor. Damn. I really did want something. Look, the damage is good enough. I can't be mad about that. Okay, Shroud Spike. Give me 20 Ember, please. As well as a ridiculous amount of damage shield on the Crucible Warden. Then I put down a Magma Morsel, and then this one will give me a stupid amount of damage, please. Actually, hang on. Right before I do that, I should play the Pyrelite. I know. We're not actually going to be able to win this fight. It's fine. Whatever. That doesn't change the fact that this is more fun. Obviously, Shroud Spike has to be first, though. Then Pyrelite, then Fertile Ground. I guess Fertile Ground. Fertile Ground to spawn 4 more guys on the bomb line. Honestly, no. Unfortunately, these Rage Wings in the back line will take out my Antumbras if I put them down, so I'm not gonna. There we go. Nah, a much more respectable 440 damage. Yes. Yes, well done. This guy in the top line might need a little bit of additional morsel support in a bit. Three more turns until the top line kills me. Welcome back, buddy. Do you get another line as well? Okay, right, no, so we get a small break when you go back down to the bottom. Good. There's another Shroud Spike. So off we go. Oh, I actually, thank you, need a rubble morsel, otherwise this is not set up for. 23 by 2. There we go. Now, do I give you a stupid amount of damage shield so that you have time to regen back up? I think so. What do you need? Health. I got that for you. Kind of want to play out... I mean, I do want to play out Pyrelite, absolutely. Kind of want to play out Fight Club. There we go. Actually, we're attacking twice a turn, right? Because we also get to respond to their attack. I still don't think I have it, but I think it's a lot closer than I originally sold it as. How dare you have an incant response on this bottom line? How absolutely dare you? And unfortunately, I don't have the ability to take it out as well, so we will be moving to our next floor of focusing. More shade splits, more shade splits. Kinda wish I had the fighting on the bottom line here. It's fine. We'll be able to deal with them next line, and they're not giving me any curses or anything like that, so it's okay. It's just a way to put a little bit of additional pressure on savagery. Morsel miner. Those are nice. +8/+8 for a single unit. Non-boss enemy units gain +5. Non-boss enemy units. That's not going to make a difference. As long as they're not bosses. I have a reasonable idea for the requirements that we're going to have in coming back to this on later runs. Specifically, like, more pyre health. Like, that feels pretty important. One backline it down. Two backline it down. I mean, do the waves all get harder constantly? Because the fact that there's like this brief the wave, the break here really gives you a lot more leeway. Damn. So sorry, but we're not going to be able to take this out just due to the Dominion there. Can I equip my heart? Can I? No. I'm coming back for you, buddy, and I'm gonna get you next time. You look forward to that, mate. I'm coming back, eh? Alright. Fine. That'll have to be it for us. How dare you? I was so close. That's a defeat. However, we still will level up the Underlegion to level 6, gaining Contagious, a 2-Ember rare spell, consumes to enemy units propagate 4. Add a copy of this to your discard pile, neat. And Evolutionary Instinct, when a unit has a third unique status effect applied to it, propagate 2. Both enemies and allies, that sounds cool. Umber hits level 2, making a morsel! 1 Ember to add a morsel mine to your hand, great spell. Shade Lamp, the first time each turn an enemy unit dies, add 2 morsels to your hand. Also incredible. Oh, we didn't reanimate or reform enough units from the Melting Legion to be unlocked. Melting Remnant to be unlocked, rather. However, we did complete Covenant Rank 9. Interesting. So it still considers it a successful Covenant run. It doesn't consider it a successful run overall, though. Covenant Rank 10 unlocked. Elite Chosen Enemies appear during flying boss battles. Oh, it also allows you to master cards. What? So yeah, it just fully considers it a success. Neat. Except it tells you defeat. I already am starting to think of all of the ways that we might encounter and conquer that later. For the moment, though, I have to tell you that my name has been Rhapsody, and the name of the game has been Monster Train 2. Top left is the series playlist for all my content on Game Pass, present, future, YouTube recommendation. Down below, streaming pass are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Out above the thank tier, and a special thanks this episode to Sorathil. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully see you all next time.